Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. There's a woman out there walking alone, feeling like the whole world is against her. She's got no friend to call, no shoulder to lean on, no one to check up on her. And every single day she wakes up to fight battles that nobody sees. But let me remind you, being alone doesn't mean being defeated. Being alone doesn't mean she's weak. Sometimes being alone is exactly what she needs to find her true power. See, friendships and relationships are great, but sometimes they can be distractions. Sometimes they pull you away from your mission, from the path God set for you. That woman with no friends has something the world often overlooks: freedom. Freedom to focus, freedom to grow, freedom to create a life that she wants. Because when you have no one to lean on, guess what? You learn to stand on your own 2 feet. When there's no one to cheer for you, you learn to become your own biggest fan. That woman who walks this road alone is building something greater than companionship. She's building resilience, strength, and self-love. I need you to understand, loneliness isn't a curse. It's a season. It's a chapter in the book of becoming unstoppable. Friends may come and go. People may fail you, but you are your constant. Sometimes being alone is not a punishment, it's preparation. There's a misconception that solitude is something to be avoided, something to fear. People equate being alone with being weak, isolated, or forgotten. But let me tell you, solitude isn't your enemy. It's your greatest ally when you're building something extraordinary. When you're alone, the noise of the world quiets down. You stop hearing everyone else's opinions, judgments, and expectations, and you begin to hear your own voice. That voice you've ignored because you were too busy listening to others. In those moments of silence, you start to rediscover yourself, your dreams, your passions, your purpose. Think about it. When have the greatest breakthroughs in history happened? It wasn't when people were surrounded by crowds or cheering fans. It was in solitude. The writer who pens their masterpiece spends hours alone with a blank page. The entrepreneur who changes the world works late nights when the rest of the world is asleep. The athlete who shatters records trains in silence, away from the spotlight. Solitude isn't a punishment. It's the price you pay to create something remarkable. But let's be honest, being alone isn't always comfortable. It can feel heavy. It can feel like the weight of the world is pressing down on you because there's no one there to share it with. But here's the truth. That weight you're carrying is making you stronger. It's shaping you into someone who doesn't just survive hard times, but thrives in them. You see, when you have no one to lean on, you discover how to stand taller. Being alone forces you to confront yourself. It puts a mirror in front of you and asks, who are you when no one is watching? That's where growth happens. When you strip away the distractions, the small talk, and the superficial relationships, you're left with the core of who you are. And that's where your power lies. Solitude teaches you to depend on yourself. It teaches you that you don't need validation from others to feel worthy. You don't need someone else to tell you that you're enough. You are enough. The world may try to convince you otherwise, but those moments alone are when you remind yourself of the truth. When you're alone, you gain perspective. You start to see the big picture instead of getting lost in the little dramas and distractions that come with being surrounded by people. You begin to focus on what really matters, your goals, your purpose, and the legacy you want to leave behind. Solitude clears the clutter and sharpens your vision. Think about a seed. When you plant it in the ground, it's buried, surrounded by darkness. It might seem like nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, That seed is breaking apart, growing roots, and preparing to emerge stronger than before. That's what solitude does for you. It gives you the space to grow, to build a foundation so solid that nothing can shake you when you finally step into the light. People often fear solitude because it forces them to face their pain, their doubts, and their fears. But here's the thing. You can't heal what you don't face. You can't overcome what you avoid. Solitude is a gift because it gives you the time and space to confront those parts of yourself that you've been running from. It's not easy, but it's necessary. And let's not forget, solitude is where creativity thrives. When you're alone, your mind has the freedom to wander, to dream, and to imagine. Some of the most groundbreaking ideas in history were born in moments of solitude. Albert Einstein once said, "The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulate the creative mind." When you embrace solitude, you open yourself up to possibilities that you might never have seen otherwise. Solitude also strengthens your resilience. When you learn to navigate life on your own, you become unshakable. You stop depending on others to make you feel whole. You realize that you have everything you need within yourself to overcome any obstacle. And that kind of strength is rare. It's the kind of strength that sets you apart, that makes you unstoppable. The world tells you that you need a crowd to feel important, that you need people to applaud you, to validate you. But the truth is, the most important applause comes from within. When you learn to clap for yourself, to celebrate your own victories, no matter how small, you become self-sufficient. You stop seeking approval from others and start living for yourself. Solitude isn't about being lonely, it's about being with yourself. It's about giving yourself the time and space to grow, to heal, and to thrive. It's about realizing that you don't need anyone else to complete you because you are already whole. So the next time you find yourself alone, don't see it as a curse. See it as an opportunity to focus on your goals, to listen to your heart, and to build the life you've always dreamed of. Because solitude isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of something incredible. Solitude is not a punishment. It's the foundation upon which greatness is built. In the moments when the world grows quiet and you feel like you're walking alone, remember that this is where your true power lies. It's in solitude that you discover who you are without the noise of others telling you who you should be. It's where clarity, resilience, and strength are born. Every challenge you face alone is shaping you into someone unstoppable. Every tear shed in silence is watering the roots of your growth. The discomfort of being alone isn't a sign of weakness, it's the process of transformation. Think of the seed buried in darkness. It's not buried to be forgotten, it's planted to grow. When you learn to thrive in solitude, you become self-sufficient. You stop needing validation from others and start drawing strength from within. That kind of independence makes you unshakable. You don't need a crowd to define your worth. You've already proven that you are enough. So don't fear solitude, embrace it. Use it as a time to build, to dream, and to prepare. Because when you emerge, you won't just survive, you'll shine brighter than ever before.